Hello, and welcome to Coding Bootcamp's Intro to the Python Programming Language Project's Companion to the course that I ran for Coding Bootcamps. You might want to check that out, codingbootcamps.com. This project's companion will be 4 different videos. 4 different games in the Python programming language. And this video we will look at Hangman. So let's have a look at that. We are going to write the classic popular Hangman game in which one player thinks of a word or phrase or a sentence, and the other tries to guess it by suggesting letters within a certain number of guesses. In this project, it will limit it to a single word. Make it easy. The program starts by asking player A for a word. Then they enter the word, and then player A enters the word, which will be displayed on the screen with underscores instead of letters. The number of underscores are the number of characters. Now, basically, the rest of the game is player B's turn, and they're going to guess the letters one at a time, and if you guess the right letter, it throws it in there. If you guess I and the word is inception, it'll put the letters in the right spots, and then you can guess again. You can only get 3 wrong guesses, though, and you have to guess it without missing 3 letters. And if you never played it before, that's pretty much the rules to it. So you'll see as we get going. So without further ado, let us get into it. Okay, so here's our code, hangman.py. And the first thing we do is we run an import statement. So we are going to throw this word into the global namespace, getPass, and it's coming from a module called getPass. So getPass, the module, it is a utilities module. So let me back up a second. So in order to get somebody else's code into your program, you can import that library. You can import that code. If it's packaged up properly, you can import it into your program. So getPass is not in this program, and it's not built into the Python programming language itself, but it is included in the standard library. So, for example, we don't have to import. You can see this. We're using this keyword while, or this object type set, or this function len, and we're not importing those. Those are built into the language, but getPass is not built in, although it is included with Python. So we don't have to install any software on our system. Once we have Python, we can just import it, because the standard library comes with every installation of Python. So the module getPass is utilities to get a password, and we're going to prompt. It's like input that we saw if you did the reverse project, where we reversed some words. We ran an input command that allowed you to input something on the command line. So this will do the same thing, but for a password, so that we're not going to display the password. We're not going to, when we ask the player A for the word, we don't want to display it so that player B can't see it. We'll just assume he doesn't watch player A use the keyboard. So that's all it does. It blocks out whatever you type in. So it's useful for inputting passwords, and we're going to use that here because it's also used for us to hide the word from player B. Okay, so after we have getPass imported, we can use it. And we're just going to print a comment here, you know. Comments begin with a hashtag. So we're going to define a variable called word. And we're going to put into that variable the results from getPass. Now when we run getPass, afterwards you can see we're going to strip off any spaces on either end of it, and we're going to put the word in uppercase. So the argument that we send to getPass is the prompt string that we want to display to the user. So we're going to display to the user, hey, player A, enter the word. Then a colon, then a space. And whatever we get back from getPass, we're going to save in our word variable. Okay, after we have our word, we're going to set our cars, our characters, that's maybe shorthand for characters. We're going to set that to be an array of, now this is a list in Python. It's called a list in Python. So we're going to create a list of characters, of the underscore character, one for each letter in our word. So we're going to take the length of our word, say our word is hello, then we're going to take the number 5. The length of word is hello is 5. H-E-L-L-O. And we're going to multiply that. So 5 times an underscore. So we're going to have 5 underscores. But that's going to be a list of 5 underscores. So once we have that cars variable, we're going to set our guest, create a new variable called guest, and set that to an empty set. So we can run let's run, let me just hop over quickly to another program, and I'm used to using Sublime Text, but I'm now using Visual Code because it seems great. So we can import this library PDB, which is the Python debugger, and we can stop the interpreter wherever we want and inspect anything inside of there, like variables and whatever, memory addresses. So let's do that so we can see what these variables are, and just take a look and see what we got. All right, run Python. Okay, so we want to, can we run it here? So now we are inside of the debugger. You can see we have this little prompt here, and a little debugger prompt, so we can we should be able to list. No? Doesn't seem to be working necessarily so great. So player A, enter the word. So I was inside. No. Okay. Player A, enter the word. And so let's say the word is hello. See, I typed it, but you didn't see it. Huh. So now it's telling us the next line it's going to run is incorrect, which you can see is line 10. But you can see the arrow is pointing to, line 10. That's the next one it's going to run. So we've already executed lines 1, 4, 5, 6. So let's see what the value of word is. word is hello. I typed it in lowercase, but it uppercased it, remember? We did that in line 4. And let's see what the value of cars is. Yep, 5 underscores. And let's see what the value of guest is. It is an empty set, so that's pretty much all we've done so far. Let's quit. And let's get back to it. So now we can continue with our line number 9. We're going to set a comment here, and we'll say we want to set the loop for at most 3 wrong guesses. So we say incorrect is 3, and we'll decrement it every time we get a wrong answer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to enter into a while loop. And the while loop is fairly long. It goes down to here. So it goes down to line 41. So we're going to enter the while loop. We're going to say while incorrect. So this is while this expression, while is a loop keyword, and we're going to loop now as long as this variable is evaluates to true or truthy. So 3 is truthy, 0 is falsy. True is true, and 3 will Python will just assume you mean true when an evaluation comes to something other than 0 or false or empty set or something empty like empty list. Also, anything that it has any kind of value, it'll assume it. It'll think you're trying to say true. So we can say we want to loop while we have more than 0 incorrect guesses left. So the first thing we're going to do inside of our loop is we're going to print our characters joined up as a string. So in the very first time, remember we printed our cars was right. It was all underscores. So it's going to join them back together, and it'll be just a nice string. So that'll be the thing we need to guess. Right? So then the first, we're going to create a variable inside our while loop. We're going to input the word, the guess, actually the character from player B. So we're going to tell him to enter a character. And we're going to say it's if they give us more than one character, we're just going to take the first one. And we're going to also uppercase that, so we can compare them, upper to upper, apples to apples. So whatever the player B inputs, we're going to save in the variable guess. This is also how you declare a variable. Just assign to it. Again, the equal sign is the assignment operator. Right goes into left. Okay, so then we are going to find the character in the variable. So if they did guess something, then we're going to get into this loop now, or into this if statement. Now you can see down here that else, if they didn't guess anything, we're going to break out. But if they did guess something, then we are going to say, we're going to check if guess is in our set of guessed letters. So remember, we had guessed was an empty set. We printed guessed out as an empty set. If there was anything in there, it would have listed it for us. So if they guess the first letter is A, they're going to say if A is an empty set, no, that's going to be false. Because the first time around, they didn't guess anything. So this if statement here is just, we don't want to penalize them if they guess X and X is not in there, and then they guess X the next time. We don't want to penalize them for the incorrect guess because they already guessed it. We'll give them a break. So the first time we're coming through, when they guess something, we're gonna add it. So next time it comes through, we'll check it. So here's the bread and the butter down here. If the guess is in the word, so if whatever they guessed is in our actual original word, right? And our word was hello, which we uppercased. So if they guessed the letter A was in hello, no, it's not. So we're going to go down to else. We're going to say incorrect, decrement incorrect is -1. Whatever, it's going to be 3. Now it's going to be 2. And we're going to print out some messages and see how many they have left, and then we're going to go back up to the loop again. But if the guess is in the word, so if they guessed the letter H, and H is in hello, then we're going to say, yes, you guessed it right. And then we're going to loop through all of the letters in word. So here's a complicated looking statement here. It's a for loop, and inside the for loop we only have one statement to execute, which is we're going to take our cars, and remember cars is those 5 underscores. We're going to see how those are used in a minute. So we're going to take those 5 underscores and we're going to replace them with the actual letter. So let's see that. So the loop, so this is called a comprehension. In this case, we can see it's a list. It's surrounded by square brackets on either side, so it's a list comprehension. And the list comprehension is going to be looping on. The list comprehension is going to create a list. And the list is going to be, in our case, it's going to loop through, using this keyword, it's going to loop through all of the words, or all of the things inside word. So that's all the letters inside our word, right? And our word is hello. So it's going to loop through H-E-L-L-O. It's going to enumerate those. And enumerate's going to take an iterable, and it's going to return an enumerate object, and it's going to also give back an index. So you can see at the bottom there it says 0 in sequence 0, 1 in sequence 1, 2. So we're going to get back from that 0H, 1E, 2L, 3L, 4O. Because what we want that index for, so that's what we get back from enumerate is going to be into this tuple. It's going to be the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the characters H-E-L-L-O. So like I said, 0 H, 1 E. Sometimes when things get too confusing, we say, okay, let's go into our Python debugger and debug it. All right, so we're going to add this in there, and we're going to debug it. All right, so let's put that at the bottom. Let's say print dummy, because otherwise it'll go back up to the 4 and it'll be confusing. Just a little bit from experience. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's try it again. Enter the word H-E-L-L-O. I think I typed that right. So there you can see the underscores. Oh, in this terminal, it's not quite clear that there are 4 separate underscores, or 5. So anyway, looks different on my other terminal. So, okay, player B, enter a character. I'm gonna make a guess. I'm gonna make a guess. X. And it says, nope, just like we said. So we didn't enter our debugger because we didn't enter a correct we didn't enter something that's in the word. So let's do that. That was being kind of funky. So all right. So we enter H and we say yes, H is in the word, right? So that's right. We are here. We say yes, H is in the word. And now we are at line 31. All right. So now we're like down here, like we said on the dummy. All right. So now we can view everything that we have in our local stack there, which is in our for loop. So we can say print C. Okay, so C is 0. Because H is the 0th index. So let's have a look at this comprehension and let's see what we get. Now notice at the end of the comprehension, we're only taking, we're going to get the index of everything, but we only want the ones where car is equal to the guess. All right, so this is kind of confusing. That's why we're going to be inside the debugger here. So let's print this. Let's print this out and see what happens. All right. So car is. Oh, car is. No, we don't have. Car is only available inside the comprehension. So guess is H. Our guess was where a character equals. And instead of our guess, we could also rerun the debugger. But let's say if our guess was L, we'll get back 2 and 3. Because that would be 2 and 3. Okay, so that makes sense. We quit out of there. So now we have now we are running. Remember, we're inside of our for loop here, inside of our while loop. So we say characters sub C. So remember, C is, so we're looping through all the correct characters. So for L, it was 2 and 3. But for our guess, H, it was 0. So each time it goes, each correct letter, it says cars, which was our underscores, right? Cars was our underscores. So cars sub 0 is H. Okay. So now cars should be H underscore 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 underscore. All right. So now once they made a correct guess, we are going to check if it's correct. So we're going to say if when we join cars back together, if that's equal to our original word. And at this point, it's H underscore 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 underscore. Does that equal hello? No. So we're not going to break. We're going to keep going down, and we're going to skip down past the else. We're going to get to pass this up because we did guess something. We're going to exit out of our while loop. And we're going to, well, no, we're going to just loop back up to our while loop. We get to the end of the while loop, and we're going to loop back up. So now we're going to say incorrect. Everything's right. Let's say we just, incorrect is still 3. So we're going to go back and do it again. And that's the whole program. So when we say player B enter a character, but leave it blank to guess the word. So you can also guess the word before, so you don't have to guess all the letters. You already know the word. You can just guess it. So we tell them to leave it blank. So if guess, we do all of our code. But otherwise, we're going to input, hey, what do you think the word is? and we're going to save that into cars. So when we're all done with our loop, we are going to see if our cars, if we have success. So we're going to join our cars back together, and we're going to see if it's equal to the word. So basically, if cars equals the word, then we say success. Otherwise, failure. Otherwise, just a failure. All right, so let's see it in action, shall we? All right, so let's run it. Yeah, let's just type it in instead of hitting stuff. Player A, enter the word. I'm going to type in hello. Player B, enter a character. Let's guess H. Yes. Oh, we didn't. We got to save our program here. This has changed. Reload. We have to save our file here. Forgot to save it. So let's run it again. Player enter the word hello. Player B, enter a character. I'll guess H. Yes. So we can see that there's our underscores. You see on this terminal, you can see the underscores a little better. Now there's an H there, so that was cars sub-zero. And now I'm going to guess L. Let's see what happens. Yes, L is in the word. And now I'm going to guess X. Nope, X is not in the word. You have 2 more attempts. E. Hell. Well, we don't even know what the word is because maybe it's hello. I think I typed in too many letters. So let's see. I'm going to guess O. Yep. Oh, but there's something else there. Now it's actually kind of fun. What did I type? Maybe what's next? Maybe a P I typed because it's next to O. Yes. I guessed my own word right. I should print the word there, actually. This program should print the word. Yes, P is in the word. And I'll say success. And we should print that word. So let's do that. Let's print the word. All right, so at the end we'll say print the word is, and then we'll say word. So now we'll say, all right, the word is word. So now let's run it again. And the word is going to be hello. And I'll guess X. Nope. H. E. L. O. Success. The word is hello. Okay, guys. That's it for Hangman. Don't forget to come back and see the other games we have. And that'll do it for now. So we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.